Let's see. Um, every live has me checking if we're live because one time we weren't live, and I thought we were
Oh
live. I'm
no.
wondering why people weren't chatting with us.
Yeah, yeah, you wonder. You get chats and everything. Oh man,
Oh, dude,
that's
we got
exciting.
chats. Yeah,
Oh baby.
let's do this.
Oh, so how you been, Mark? I haven't talked to you in, I mean, like face to face in quite a while, but
Dude, I've been like you, busy, living life, enjoying life.
I dig it.
Probably, um, I don't know. Like, shoot, where do I begin? How do I say it? Where do I
Oh
begin?
fuck.
What about you?
Yeah. Oh man, I'm just back on the east side for a couple weeks. I just moved back maybe I think it was like the 9th of June. So I've been back for a couple weeks. I've just been chilling. Kind of taking a little bit of a break from work, kind of figuring some stuff out. I got a back injury. You know, it doesn't help that I'm a big fat guy, but I've been kind of just I've been interviewing some places. I've been calling some places. I've been doing this and that. I got a few bucks saved up, so I'm not like worried or anything. But at the same time, I'm kind of just enjoying being an unemployed slob for the time being. So
I think
it
it's
is
well
what it is.
deserved.
Yeah, I've been fuck man. I remember working back when I was in high school, back like the summer of my junior year. That's when I first got my job. I was delivering papers all through my senior year. That was my first job I ever had. 22 fucking years ago, man. But
Not wild.
geez, that's fucking crazy. I shouldn't be swearing so much, but
It's okay.
it's just like
Hitch swears, he drinks, he smokes, he does everything that gets a shadow banned outside of nudity and talking about Epstein.
oh boy, oh boy. I got some theories I'd like to share with you guys, definitely.
Oh boy,
Oh,
I'm
but
all about theories.
hell yeah, baby, hell yeah. I don't know. I just pick up some shit along with podcasts along the way. Just I don't know what the hell's going on. I watch some conspiracy videos here and there, some fun stuff. It's usually just like some old lady ranting about the Illuminati, how they put like a probe in her ass or something. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what. I have a group chat with Bob Lesage, Mike Levati,
Oh,
and Matt
nice,
Nielsen,
nice.
and it is
Oh,
titled Ted
yes,
Gunderson. Okay, so I need you to look up Ted
yes.
Gunderson if you don't know who that is. He is like
Ted
the
Gunderson.
godfather of the Illuminati, and well, how about I say he's the godfather of every conspiracy theory that doesn't rhyme with the Kennedy family. He's a retired
Okay,
FBI
okay.
agent who, when he came out, got approached by all these people, and he just started like, digging into it. He's like a good old,
Yeah.
you know, the greatest generation, just a hardworking guy who worked in the FBI, and his stuff is heavy, dude, heavy.
Really, man.
Oh yeah, it's cool
That's
though. Like
interesting.
Hitch thinks I'm crazy because I talk about these, conspiracy theories, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, man. 99.9% of this stuff we talk about, it actually ends up being correct. So,
A lot of stuff, yeah, like the MK Ultra shit, that was like verified by the CIA. All that wacky shit going on, man. I just thought, you hear about this. It's fun to talk about this stuff. Some guys go way too far with it, but at the
yeah,
time, it's just like it's kind of like a fun. It's almost like a hobby, just like looking this stuff up and just like sorting through it and stuff like that. It's kind of like me. I'm just like a hobby guy with it. And some guys make like they make all these videos about it. There's podcasts about it. The guys write about it. I just like I'm not that dedicated to it, but at the same time, it's just like there's some stuff you just can't really explain through like normal means or normal explanations, I guess. But you kind of look for the truth in these kind of things, and you find some interesting stuff along the way. You find some stuff that's like, holy shit, I can't believe that they actually Bigfoot was piloting those UFOs, man. That's fucking crazy, or
well, you
whatever.
you you said it perfectly, Tom. It's a hobby, and if it gets to be
Yeah,
out of hand, that's when you know you got to take a break. But you could say that with anything, right? Like, okay, I view it as like you grew up watching cartoons, watching
yeah,
wrestling. That's what this stuff is to me. Politics is
yeah,
wrestling. Global politics is WWF, WCW, and ECW.
yeah. It's all
That's like
kayfabe.
it is, and it's like
Yeah,
who's going to break kayfabe, and that's really it. So I'm glad you
yeah.
see it that way because it's so much more enjoyable living on planet Earth when you're just like, okay, this is just like Monday Night Raw. I can dig this.
Exactly. Exactly. It's all bullshit. It's like who's writing
Yeah.
the script, what's going on, who's actually believing this shit, what's actually happening. I mean, who's authorizing this? Is it George Soros? Is it the Illuminati? Is it Israel? Is it Netanyahu? Is it Trump? Who knows, man? Who knows? It's all sorts of crazy shit going on.
You said it right, but it's so funny that you bring this up immediately because there's a couple episodes that we've done where we talked about the NFL script, and it was started out as a joke, but we kept going back and forth, and Hitch is like, hey, look back on our podcast, we called that, we talked about the script, and it fell right into what actually happened. And I said, yeah, man, this isn't all just tinfoil hat. Like, legitimately, if there's money to be made, which we know there is in every sport, then there's going to be some type of influence.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I heard this something. I saw it on Twitter. I was browsing around Twitter, which is always a great thing to do. Which you find some interesting stuff on there. It's great to be spending all day on there. But I saw this thing about Aaron Rodgers. Remember when he tore his ACL or his Achilles that first game with the New York Jets, and people were there's all these tweets around. People were predicting it, oh, this is going to happen at this time in this stadium or whatever. And people were talking about it. And I'm doing a bad job recalling all that shit because I'm just my mind is flooded with all this crap, all this bits of information. But at the same time, you hear about some of this stuff, you got to wonder if this shit's rigged. I mean, you look at the run that the Kansas City Chiefs had last year, all those calls went their way, and you're just this has to be some kind of fucking setup, man. And not that I'm a fan of the Philadelphia Eagles, but I'm kind of glad they won, But
you said
I can't stand watching. Yeah,
I couldn't stand. Oh, I still don't like the Eagles. Right? Can't stand them. I think our collective friend base, we hate the Eagles. So
good.
We start talking about that same topic, man. What is going on with Kansas City? This is all. It's getting to the point where these guys that you say, these crazy conspiracy guys on YouTube, are literally sounding right. And it's okay, this is really getting hard to deny. I mean, it's funny to put all the Patrick Mahomes, kissing on the refs and all that, but it was starting to piss me off because now as the Lions, we're a viable team. We have we actually have a fucking leg to stand on now. And I'm like, well, if we're part of this great roster, if we're part of the script, we got to get some love.
Yeah, it's about time. And people, it's about time. I just last season was so much fun, and it ended, it was kicking the balls. But at the same time, it's just you could talk a little bit of shit. Those games against the Vikings, that last game against the Vikings, where we embarrassed them on a national stage, all the Monday night games, all the night games we've been winning. I mean, we're kicking ass, man. And I'm feeling so good as a Lions fan. But at the same time, it's almost I feel I don't deserve this somehow. I mean, I know the season ended badly, but in the as the season was going on, we're winning all these games, 15-2. I tell you, man, I was thinking about this. Not maybe this is a little off topic, but at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, back in 2019, if you told me that the Lions would win back-to-back NFC North championships before the Red Wings made the playoffs, I would have thought you were fucking insane. And the same thing, we look at the Tigers, look what they're doing too, and it's and the Pistons, fucking A, man, everybody's firing on all cylinders. It's fucking exciting. The Wings are just stuck in neutral with and Steve Yzerman's my childhood hero. I can't shit talk the guy. I mean, the guy he made Hockey Town when he was drafted in '83. Detroit was the Dead Wings. When he left, Detroit was fucking Hockey Town, man. I can't hate the fucking guy, but at the same time, it's just Jesus. I know it's not we're talking about Lions and shit, but. I'm a big hockey guy. We're talking everything, which is good because I'm obsessed with hockey. At least I was for a while. I mean,
honestly, that was one of the driving forces to have you on. Hitch is dude, Tom knows hockey. I'm perfect because I know the era you're talking about, right? Who could not be a fan back then, dude? Who couldn't?
No, hell no, man.
But now, to be quite honestly, I've checked out.
It sucks. It sucks. And they had a good. I mean, Lucas Raymond had 80 points last year, career high in points. Looking damn good. Fucking Alex DeBrincat, 39 goals, damn near 40 goals. First, almost, I'd say, 40 goals, rounded up to 40. First 40 goal scorer since Marian Hossa in 2009. Dylan Larkin, another 70-point year from him. God bless Dylan Larkin, but I don't know if he's just not one of those guys that can really change a franchise. I mean, maybe lots of discussion about him being is he really a first-line center? Is he really this guy? But we got him locked up long-term. I'm not worried about it. but it's just like a lot of other guys on this team, like Vladimir Tarasenko. What the fuck was that all about? That was a fucking. It just like, what are you doing out there, man? It's just like he was so bad, and you just wonder like some of these free agent signings, and you got guys like Jeff Petrie, and you got guys like what's that dickhead's name? There's so many of these dudes on the team. I've been paying attention off and on tangentially, but I've kind of checked out on it too. I mean, this upcoming season, I don't know what to expect. Last year, I figured they lost Gauthiespier and a few other guys, and I figured they'd probably take a little bit of a step back. And they had that nice little run after McClellan joined. They were like 16-5-2 or something in like February. Then they kind of shit their pants. They lost like 9 out of 11. Same thing with like last year with Lalonde, and it was just like they had that nice streak going. They were like 9 points up in the playoff picture, and then they just shit their pants totally and completely. And it was just like a big kick in the balls. And they lost that last game in the season where I think Philadelphia won that game. Well, not Philadelphia, but I think we were playing the Capitals last game of the season. I don't remember, but I'm just kind of pulling this out of my ass. You have to forgive me, but I remember it was like Philadelphia could have won, or was it the Blue Jackets? I don't remember. What team does John Tortorella coach? I think it was a Philadelphia, and they won the last game. They didn't pull the goalie. If they pulled the goalie, the Wings might have cracked the playoffs or something, but just one of those fucking serendipitous things. But, you know, it just, they were so close to the playoffs. And look, they've improved slightly every year. I mean, this past season was a step back. They've improved, like, not by leaps and bounds, but little bits here and there. But in a lot of these advanced stats, they're like bottom 10 in the league. There's a lot of things. The goaltending's a big question. Alex Lyon, I think they just let him go. Sebastian Cossa, I don't know what the deal with this guy is. Is he going to be up anytime soon? Because he's looking, I mean, he had some up and down moments in Grand Rapids. He looks rough sometimes. I don't know with this guy. There was another goaltender we should have drafted that year. I forgot what his name was, of course. But, I mean, so I'm just like wondering what's going on, you know, and I don't know who they're going to add this year. I'm hearing like Mitch Marner or some shit. I mean, all those rumors and all this bullshit. Then there's that guy from, I just saw it on Facebook. Oh, what team does he play for? I think he's in the Islanders. Oh, shit. But there's a couple guys, I'm just filibustering here, but it's just like, there's a few guys we could add who I think would be good. Mitch Marner, I don't know. I mean, just look at the fucking Toronto Maple Leafs. I mean, do you want any of those guys on your roster? I mean, when you're excited talking about a guy like Austin Matthews or some shit, obviously that guy, 60 goals a year. I mean, he's like $15 million cap hit. Honestly, massive player, but the guy just shuts down in the postseason. Same thing with Mitch Marner. All these guys, all this top talent, John Tavares, Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews, and all these dudes on the Maple Leafs just totally shut down. And I know I'm just rambling here, but
no, you're bringing up great points. Like it gets me to my next point is you said it. So Steve Yzerman takes the Dead Wings, makes them Hockey Town, then he leaves. It seems like the perfect match is coming back, and he wins in Tampa. He builds that Tampa team, comes back, and it seems like, okay, if there is a sport that doesn't subscribe to the Illuminati, it's the NHL because they're missing a storyline. They're missing this whole Steve Yzerman rebirth of the Red Wings. But, dude, when I look at the ratings for the Stanley Cup playoffs, they were down 25% from the year previous.
Oh, fuck.
When you start seeing some of the way these new teams are rolled out and no one even knows that Utah's got a team, to me it's like...
the Mammoth,
It's just like it seems like they're just missing the ball on everything.
Yeah, it's just like this whole... I mean, it's so fashionable to shit all over Gary Bettman, but maybe they're expanding too fast. I don't know. It's just like you're not building up like a good enough base of fans yet. I mean, Utah, I don't know. You took the Arizona Coyotes out, and look, that was one of those things. The Coyotes played hockey. I remember watching them back when they had Jeremy Roenick and Keith Tkachuk back in the 90s. Those were some fun teams. And, you know, they didn't, I mean, they had Dave, what was the coach's name? But, you know, they had one trip to the Western Conference Finals like 6-7 years ago. And that was like it. They never been to the finals. They barely made the playoffs. It's one of those teams like hockey in the desert. I mean, like the Sun Belt teams in the 90s. I mean, look what Florida's doing. How many people thought it was goofy to put teams in Florida? The last six finals have teams from Florida in them. back to back for Tampa Bay 22. 21-22, and then the Florida Panthers just repeated. You and I both know the Florida Panthers. I mean, yeah, they made it to the finals in what was it, 96 again, and they lost to the Avalanche. That was what was that goal? John Van Beesbrook was their goalie. They had, was that one of the Niedermeyers was on that team? I don't remember, but yeah, they I think it was lost in 5 games in 96, and they didn't make the playoffs again, or they didn't make the finals again ever until 2023. They lost to the Golden Knights. The last 2 years they won, and this team absolutely obliterates people. They're scoring like 5 goals a night. They're slapping around the fucking Oilers with shit. What was that dickhead's name?
McDavid?
Connor McDavid. Jesus Christ. And the German guy, the guy that scores like 50 goals like every fucking year. But yeah, I mean, look at what their goaltender. What's their goaltender's name?
So why does the whole state of fucking Florida figure hockey out, but Hockey Town can't figure it out?
Yeah,
I mean, you just brought up all these good points. I don't get it.
Yeah, if I could remember some of the fucking guys' names.
I mean, you know more than I do.
I'm sorry.
What do you think I prepare for?
No,
I sit down and start yapping off the top of my head.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I just like having casual conversations. Something like you talk to these. I used to live next to a B-Dubs, and you go up there and you watch some games and shit like that. You talk to some people, and some of these good dudes just like their knowledge is incredible. It just so I kind of pick up here and there, but just some of the stuff. But yeah, it's just like what you said before. It's just like there's so many good teams. Bobrovsky, that's the fucking But look what Sergei Bobrovsky's doing. But it's just like at the same time, it's like how do all these teams like manage? I mean, look at the LA Kings back in 2012, 2014. It's just like that was an also ran team. They won 2 cups in 3 years. Look at all these other teams. The Capitals in 18 won a cup against the Golden Knights. Look at the Golden Knights. Brand new team 2018.
Boom.
Look at all these teams that are just surpassing. Look at a team. Look at the Red Wings last year, and look at a team like the Oilers or the fucking the Panthers, and just think. Yzerman's been here for what, 6 years now, and this team is nowhere close to that. Nowhere. They're not even in the same stratosphere.
They don't seem like they intend on being there either.
No, they don't. It's just you get with the draft and shit. It's just like you're gonna get some other undersized like European forward who's gonna die in Grand Rapids. You're gonna bring in some guy with like a negative, like all the Corsi and all this shit. Some guy with like terrible advanced stats. You're gonna bring him in here. He's gonna be like 37. He's gonna like lag around the ice. He's not gonna make any plays. You're gonna pay him some ridiculous, I mean, he doesn't have. There's really. Like, he hasn't really thrown max term at a bad player. I'll give him that. Obviously, you got to lock up guys like Larkin. You got to lock up guys like Moritz Seider and Lucas Raymond. But, I mean, there's a few guys on this team that need to fucking go.
Yeah, but this is the Yzer plan. He should be throwing out something like a fucking well-oiled machine. This isn't just do the basic stuff that you and I can do, these armchair GMs who can go, okay, lock up your young good guys and then slowly piece together a team. I mean, you like, not to change it, but dude, you look at what the Tigers did. I know you're a baseball fan.
Yes.
You're wearing the hat right now. Okay, so this roster that we saw at the beginning of the season, it wasn't like this is locked in. This is going to be the best team in baseball. No, but what Scott Harris did was he went out and he made some very high-level baseball IQ moves with what he had, and it all to me was all in on these position changes. You put Javi Baez in center field, Tom, he's leading the All-Star vote right now.
I know, it's insane. It's insane. I know he's had some up and down. That's just what Javi Baez is, but I mean, where the hell has this guy been for the last 3 years? Yeah. Imagine Javi Baez leading in All-Star votes like last year or the year before. He was one of the worst players in baseball. He was dog shit. This contract was a total albatross, and he comes around and he's hitting his fucking ass off. I know he's kind of slowed down since in the last few weeks, but I mean, he's still hitting 290. He's still giving you power. He's still hitting that off-speed stuff.
He's giving you the grit.
Yeah, the grit. That's the storyline with all these Detroit teams, man. They're fucking gritty, man. All these teams are gritty, except the Red Wings. But,
I think Scott
with,
Harris finally had his first year, and this is what you're seeing with AJ Hinch. He is a
yeah.
cerebral coach who's known for this, and it's no surprise that Avila was like a cuckold to Mike Ilitch,
Yeah.
and he was just going to do the basic sign all stars to $400 million deals, never
Yeah.
say no to this billionaire. Well, now AJ Hinch can just be a creative baseball coach, and you've got a
Yeah.
general manager who actually knows what to do, and he isn't just some fat ex scout who sits there and eats hot dogs.
Like me. No, no, I get what you're saying. Like the chemistry on this team is really incredible. Look at a guy like Kerry Carpenter. I know Kerry Carpenter's cooled off pretty significantly, but for a while there, he was really impressive. But the Tigers are built in such a way, the best farm system in the league. It's insane. You got guys on all levels of A baseball, double A, triple A, single A, Max Clark, all these other dudes fucking knocking the cover off the ball. I mean, think about, because Dave Dombrowski, he would sell the farm to bring
All
in
the time.
guys like David Price, to bring in your guys like your Miguel Cabreras and your what have you. And then it was just like the Tigers were always like bottom 5 in the farm leagues. Now they have the best farm league out here, and they got guys they can bring up. Look at Jahmai Jones. Look at these dudes they're bringing in, and they're adding pieces. They're adding guys like Gleyber Torres. I mean, a 1-year try-it deal, a prove-it deal for Gleyber Torres. They're definitely good. If they don't resign him, I'm going to shit my pants. But, a guy like that. I mean, Gleyber Torres, yeah, he had a nice season with the Yankees last year, but you don't know what to expect from this year. And people were just like clamoring for Alex Bregman. Just like, and when he went to the Red Sox, it was just a big kick in the balls, just thinking, oh, God, you didn't bring any offense in. This is going to be fucked. But they find a way. Alex Bregman still having a decent season, but
Yeah, he's a good baseball player, but that just shows you.
Player.
That just shows you, though. I feel like I should be calling you Hermdo because that is your username. So that just shows you, Hermdo, that it is literally about that player chemistry, and it's that continuity in the culture in the locker room. And so when you have a guy like Al Avila who could give a fuck less about culture and just lets everything run dry, then these players aren't engaged. They could care less.
Yeah.
They're making tons of money. They're going through the repetition. Baseball is a long season. But now you've got this young team, and I titled this Bless You Boys again because does this not remind you, and this isn't a hot take, but of the 84 Tigers where you've got Tram, Whitaker, Senior Smoke, like
Cash,
you've got, you just got all this. You've got all these fun, young, creative, good baseball players that are there to play good baseball every night. They're no ego.
Yeah, look at a guy like Dylan Dingler. He's kind of a nobody. He was drafted a couple of years ago. He had his debut last year, and he's throwing guys out at the plate. He's throwing with such it's insane. I know against that Tampa Bay game a couple of days ago, he kind of overthrew Javi Baez a little bit, but for the most part, guys are scared to run on the fucking dude. He's an incredible player, and look at a guy, Zach McKinstry, look at Colt Keith, all these farm hands coming up, helping out. It's a team, because Tigers for the longest time, they tried to build with all these big name free agents. They tried to we're going to have a $200 million payroll. I know that's kind of a pittance compared to what like the Dodgers or the Mets are paying now, but back in 2011, 2012, that was a lot of fucking money. And Tigers are spending big on these free agents, and now it's like you have a whole team of young guys. All your top guys are like under 30. Some of these guys are under 25. You got your Riley Greens, Spencer Torkelsons, you got your Colt Keys, you got all these dudes up here. You got your Tarek Skubals, you got your Reese Olsons, whatever the hell he comes back, I don't know. But you got your fucking Casey Mize, kind of a little comeback season for him too. A nice story with that guy, but all these guys are just they're living up to the expectations. And I know that Tigers have stumbled here and there. There's some questions about starting pitching, some of their bullpen. I know they sent John Brebbia out. I know Bo Brisky got sent down to AAA Toledo, but they can still find some guys. They still have other arms and stuff. And I'm excited to see what they're going to do this trade deadline and see who else they can bring in here, because it's just like the train just keeps rolling. And they got this 3-game series at home against the A's, and the A's have been struggling. I think they're 32-48 as I'm speaking. But
you're right.
we should be able to get we should be able to win this next series, get back on the horse. We could be above 20 games, above 500. We could be the first team. We were the first team to win 30, first team to win 40. We could be the first team to win 50 games this season. Keep trucking. And if you were to tell me that at this point, and the Dodgers and the Phillies and the Mets and the Yankees would be trailing behind them, I would have thought you were talking just like out of your fucking mind here. But yeah, there's still some stumbling blocks here and there. It's a long season. I know All-Star games coming up. It's hard to believe the season's almost halfway over. We still got another 80, 90 ball games to play, and they're still trucking. And it's just like you see all these other teams. But another thing, we've been very advantageous for the Tigers is the Twins. I know they had that outburst earlier. They won like 12 or 13 games in a row, but they've fallen off the face of the planet. I think they're one for their last 9. The Royals. I mean, obviously the White Sox are dog shit.
They always will
the
be.
White Sox too much because. Yeah, it's hard to believe the White Sox totally. They won 93 games. They
shit the bed.
The up and coming team, and they totally shit the bed.
Yeah, Tim Anderson.
I thought the White Sox were going to be. Yeah,
it was almost like a really grimy Puerto Rican, Dominican, nasty, hard hitting baseball of guys you could not even pronounce, and you're just looking like a total South Side Chicago scary team, and then they suck.
They're dog shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the funny thing is that the Rockies are even worse, which is incredible.
Dude, you should sell that team. Pack it up, sell it. The whole state of Colorado, man. Just put a dome over it, a bridge.
Yeah.
Partition it off to Canada.
No one is allowed in here. No one can. They should just call the season for the Rockies. Just be like, you guys don't have to play anymore. Just forget it. We'll put the fill-in games. Those guys should be like demoted to like 5A baseball or something. I can't watch that shit. But the same thing with the White Sox. White Sox are shit. But the Guardians are shit in their pants. Back to my original point. But it's like all of our division rivals are falling apart. We're like 9 games up. The Tigers would have to. I mean, I don't want to jinx anything. I'm going to knock wood or whatever this desk is made out of. But unless the Tigers, the Tigers would really, really, really have to fuck it up. Like everybody's on the injured list. I know they're dealing with some injuries now, but I mean they're just in they're in autopilot right now. They're a wagon that just keep moving forward. We're getting production from all these guys, tons of offense. We're top 10 in all like the major categories and all the major offensive categories, pitching categories, and we have some struggles here and there. I know we lost that series against the Guardians, which is a real kick in the balls. We had some brutal games here and there. I mean, obviously the Reds slapping us around, but that's Ellie De La Cruz. You can't let that guy get loose. But it's at the same time,
you can't.
No,
but they're the Reds, man. They're always going to have 2 or 3 good players, and then have a little bit of promise, and then just sell it off.
I know exactly. I mean, I'm not saying like Ellie De La Cruz is like Pete Rose or something, but. I mean, the guy is dynamic, exciting, but I don't know how much longer he's going to be a Red.
He's pretty fun to watch, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Something always happens with that guy. He makes things happen. But, the Tigers, they've had some bad losses this year, but, I mean, compared to what it was, this team won 46 games back in 2019, and you're just like, it's hard to, I mean, people don't remember how bad the Tigers were, like, just right before the pandemic. Even during the pandemic, last couple of years, A.J. Hinch comes in. His first year, I think, was 2021, and then, we were kind of like we were a fun team to watch for a little while. Got off to a slow start, but there were some exciting moments when Hinch came in, and then Scott Harris comes in, brings his people in, starts making some moves here and there, gets some of these Avila draft picks. Like Avila, I will say this, he did pick up some pretty good picks for us. He didn't know how to implement them at all. But, his farm system was totally fucked. But in a few years, what they built, they got some talent here. They got A.J. Hinch, from Houston. I know he's a controversial figure for a lot of people in the 2017 Astros and whatnot, but he's knocking it out of the park now. He's like, I can't say enough good things about this team. And, whatever happens this year, it's something I think we're pretty much guaranteed to win the division. I know I don't want to jinx anything, but it's just like the way they've been going, it's totally crazy. And just winning series after series after series, It's just insane. They're playing some damn good baseball. They're fundamentally sound, and it's exciting to watch. And they're the 18th highest payroll in the MLB. So this
And
is
how
some,
young
I
are
think
they?
They're
How
extremely
fucking young are they? And that's the common
so
thing you're
young.
seeing with
Yeah.
the Tigers, the Pistons, the Lions. I mean, we can get into the Lions later, but like, dude,
Yeah, sure.
and for I also gotta say something. For some reason, Hermdo and I cannot see the chat, even though I have the chat icon, but people are commenting in the chat. You're getting a lot of love on your Tigers and your
Oh, good.
your Red Wings take. So
Oh, good.
just to let you know, we have some big listeners, some buddies of mine actually. They do a wrestling podcast, and I need to show it
cool.
to you. But they are on right now. They go by the Doctor and the Do, and they're on live. So I just want to say what's up to them.
Okay.
They they
What's
do,
up, guys?
They do this podcast, dude, where it is. How do I describe it? It is AI booked wrestling. Like they have AI book all their shows and they announce them. So they don't know anything that's going to happen, right? But the characters are
Yeah.
like all pop culture icon. So they'll have like Power Rangers versus the Ninja Turtles or Ren and Stimpy versus like you get it. It is
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to send it to you. You got to check it out. It's called the DDW.
That sounds like
it is
fun.
hands down 10 times better than the shit that's on TV right now.
Oh god, this is I mean, I don't watch TV. I got like all the streaming shit. I'm watching YouTube. I got a free thing. I got this Netflix subscription with my my internet, and I've been watching that. So there's some good stuff on there, but I just like I've been watching some of the you know Black Mirror.
Yeah.
I watched some of the newer episodes, and it's actually, I mean, yeah, for a while there, it kind of seemed like, oh, it's all kind of shitty now. Like some of the writing wasn't very good, and some of the character situations kind of like stupid. But I mean, some of it's still crap. But like, I've seen a couple episodes. Like they were good, they were compelling, but they're so fucking dark, dude. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's just like talk about like murder and suicide and all this fucked up shit. There's this guy. It's wild. It's the guy from the IT Crowd, that British sitcom back in the 2000s, and Rashida Jones, who we all know from The Office.
Yeah.
But it was an episode where, like, she's a
Paul
tumor.
Illuminati, dude.
Yeah, totally. Quincy Jones' daughter. But
Duh.
he's in the Illuminati, as we all know. No, I'm just
100%.
But yeah, there was this episode where she had a brain tumor, and they removed a piece of her brain that was like affected by the tumor and put a new piece in, but it was like hooked up to Wi-Fi or some shit. And it's like if she wasn't in a certain zone, like she would like her body would shut down. It was crazy. And then like
brain implant,
They had this thing where, yeah, it was weird. It was like this like organic brain tissue or some shit. And then like she would like they had like the basic plan for this. It was like $300 a month, and he had to work all this overtime. But like with this basic plan, it was like she would start like reciting ads. She'd be like, "Oh, have you tried the new Honey Nug cereal? Moms and kids love it. 9 out of 10 moms recommend this cereal." It was weird. It was just like I'm just thinking, I mean, it's kind of funny that Netflix like charges like $20 a month for their streaming services, and they still run ads. It's kind of funny. They're kind of being a little self-aware, but it's just like at the same time, it's just like ads really are evil. They really do suck, and I hate watching them. But it's just, I just thought it was kind of fun. Just kind of funny. Just like I think you're channeling some of that angst, like the consumer angst, towards advertisement. So it's kind of like a wink and a nod to the audience about like how bad ads are. Like, but imagine like being with somebody who like you have to pay the subscription to keep them alive, and they're like starting to spew ads, and then there's like higher. Totally awesome. I totally meant to do that, but
I love it. No, that's a great point. So it is literally so some of the podcasts we were talking about, right? You said it's a hobby to watch some of this like conspiracy shit. Well, to me, it's the evolution of science that blows my mind, right? Because you think about it, we as a society have been driving cars for over 100 years. Dude, if you would have told me this thing existed when you and I were in high school, we would have called each other conspiracy theorists and crazy, right? So it's like there's an evolution of technology that's about to happen. So if you're watching the stuff I know you're watching, it's almost like this is predictive programming. So they're showing you videos, or they're showing you concepts of the future, so that when it does become part of life, you don't even blink an eye at it, and it's totally crazy how that's
Yeah.
probably it. So, moral of the story is, I need to figure out how to do this for Hitch. So we need to get this, and we
Yeah.
cut it off, and we put some implant in him, and I can keep him on task.
Will he be joining us tonight, or?
I hope so. His brother is getting married, I want to say this weekend. So he has
Oh, no kidding.
some wedding party duties, and he texted me. I told him you were coming on, and he like lost his shit. And he's like, "Well, I got to use some wedding stuff that my mom just threw on me last minute." So I'm hoping he hops on, but if not,
Yeah, sure.
you now know how to get on here, and we'll have you on a
Yeah.
lot. So
As long as you
kind of
send me the
whole
link, you
idea.
gotta. Yeah. No, absolutely. I'm free for right now. I got much going on. I keep things simple. I try to keep. I've been, I last couple of weeks I've been busy as shit. I'm kind of glad I'm not working right now because it's just like I've been scheduling appointments. I got this thing. I got to go see a specialist about my back, and they're probably gonna give me some procedure, or something. I'll probably go back to physical therapy or some shit. Don't get fat, everybody, and also take care of your fucking back. I injured my back way back in 2007. I mean, so I've had this for almost 20 years, but I mean, I don't want to like complain about my station in life or whatever, but at the same time, I was just like, you got to take better care of yourselves. You got to just, I've had a couple of health issues last few years, believe it or not, and it's just like I got to be careful with myself now. But I get this spare time, man, and I'm working. I hopefully go back to a day shift kind of thing, and it's great to talk to you guys again, man. I'm so lonely, but
Well, we've been watching you from a distance. I mean, I know you, like we said, we've been busy forever, and then you were out in Grand Rapids. And
Yeah.
dude, I tell you what, like, so this started a couple of years ago where Hitch and Bone started doing this podcast, and it was just
Yeah.
audio. And then they invited me on one time, and I haven't left. And I told Hitch, I go, dude, we need to take this to video. And we were watching some of your stuff, right? And I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, when we get it to that level, I'm like, we need to have him on. He is like the fucking. I mean, I've known you for a long time, and you've never been shy.
Over 20
ever.
years. No.
Right. Like,
Ugh.
you've never been shy to just say whatever you want. And that's the best part because
Fuck yeah.
so many people, dude, are afraid to come on here and just give your opinion. And it's like, come on, man, let's talk sports. Let's talk back injuries. Let's talk
Yeah.
whatever the hell we need to talk
My
about.
back injury.
Well,
Talk about how fat and bald I am. Woo.
that's what Hitch and I talk about all the time, dude. Like, we've had, I mean, you know how hard it is to come on here every week and throw some content up. Like, between
Yeah.
our busy life schedules,
yeah.
like, my son plays sports and his daughter's involved in shit. Plus, he's got his blacksmithing stuff he does on the side, which I didn't even know
Yeah,
if he knew
yeah.
he did that. But
Now I
yeah,
do.
it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
He is one interesting fella. So actually,
That's
it was
good.
funny.
That's good.
I showed this podcast to a couple guys at work, and they're like, they thought I kind of made him up. And you've known Hitch since
I know him, yeah.
forever.
Since kindergarten, I met him and John in kindergarten, like
Oh, that's right, St. Isaac.
30 years ago. Yeah, we were. Yeah, he was in St. Isaac, and I remember hanging out with him back in the early '90s, back in the day. I remember. No, it was weird because freshman year of high school, freshman year at Lakeview, we had a gym class together, and he comes up to me, he's like, "Hey, is your name Tom?" And I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, "I'm Hitch." I'm like, "Do I know you, bro?" And he's like, "Oh." And then I remember, oh wait, the Scarcella brothers, Richard and John, or well, I don't know what's called him Richard anymore, but back in the day we did, back in a long time ago. But it was crazy. Just I've known the guy for 30 fucking years. It's insane how long you know some people. And it's good to, I was kind of bummed out I couldn't go to the reunion last year. I was out of town. I was busy with work and all this other bullshit. I kind of felt bad. But it's good to reconnect with you guys, definitely. I really appreciate you reaching out. So I'm trying to reconnect with some people, like some of my buddies. And I tell you, man, it's just like in Grand Rapids, I had my family around. I had a couple uncles up there and stuff like that, and my cousins. But you get to a certain age, it gets hard to make friends. And some of my old buddies I don't talk to no more. I'm kind of bummed out about that, but
Well, you're an
I'm just
East
trying to
Sider
start some
too,
new
man.
beginnings. I am an East Sider through and through. I'm a Detroit guy. What are you going to do?
And
It's
that's why
just
you fit perfect for this too, because that's what this whole thing is it's like, dude, we're Lions fans, right? We're Tigers fans. We're just
yeah,
fans of
absolutely.
Detroit. We're everything Detroit, right? So
Yes, sir. Yes,
that's
sir.
that's that's the best part of this, and this whole podcast thing's evolving. And honestly, I would love it to where we could get everybody in person too, and have like a whole
Yeah,
round table of just everybody talking about sports and whatever. Because we've
sure.
had Bone on before,
Yeah.
and again, life got busy, and he hasn't been able to hop on. But I just think it would be fun. And uh, you remember the Monty's and Linda's days?
Oh
That's kind of
yeah.
where
Yes,
this all
sir.
started, dude.
Yeah, yeah. Man, I just back in the, I remember going to Monty's. I remember that disgusting bathroom. I remember hanging out with Hitch there,
Yep.
and
The
Hitch and all
jukebox on
these
the
other people.
table.
The jukebox on the table. I remember all that shit. And I was kind of, I mean, I was bummed out, but I mean, I don't know. I just, I'd like to, I'd like to definitely reconnect with some of you guys and hang out with some of you guys. Just like it's so good being back on the East Side, man. God damn, I can't tell you. It's just like West Side is fun for a lot of stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff to do on the West Side. Grand Rapids is
Yeah.
it's a happening place for a lot of reasons, but it's just I didn't have time to do a hell of a lot down there. I was working a lot of hours. I was working like 50, 60-hour weeks for a while, and it was just like it was absolutely killing me. But I just like, and I also like shit's getting expensive these days. I don't want to complain too much, but your dollar's not going far enough. So it's just like
No.
I didn't have time to go out to the bars and whatnot that much. Mac on all the single moms, trying to get some numbers, and but
Well, I mean, you said it, dude.
I'm only half joking.
We're nearing 40 years old, or some of us are
Yeah,
40, or we'll just say ish for
yeah,
to be polite. And it's not about making new friends anymore. It's just about having the right amount of friends, right? And
yeah, yeah,
Hitch and I hadn't talked for years. I mean, we went cold on our friendship. Again, life happens. There's no reason for it. And it was like divine intervention where we both just picked up and started talking to each other. And it was just like, hell yeah, I need this. We need to do this more often, right? And then you
yeah,
spend
hell
an
yeah,
hour, 2 hours, you're sitting there talking on the phone. I'm like, dude, why don't we do this with the podcast where we're just sitting here
yeah,
talking, having it? And that's why when you're like, I'm not prepared, I'm like, this is the farthest from a preparation as it gets, dude.
yeah,
Like, if you watched any of our old episodes or 3 episodes ago, it's like,
yeah,
we're just all over the place. And that's why,
yeah.
like, my buddies, or my buddy, his name's JT, he's been helping me kind of craft this podcast. And he kind of told me from the beginning, he's like, dude, he's like, you just need to kind of take the slow approach. And it's very overwhelming, but he's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to give you little pieces one at a time, almost like fucking karate. And I'll tell you what, it's super crazy how everything he said is kind of all fallen through. And now we got you on.
Yeah.
We got these guys in the comments, even though for some reason I can't see them.
Oh dang.
We're going to get Hitch on here with you, and then with Bone, and hopefully Brett. I'd like to get Brett on here too,
Hell yeah, hell yeah. I haven't
because
talked
he's
to
a
Brett in so
conspiracy
long.
guy. Neither am I.
Oh boy.
Those two idiots called
Yeah.
me up drunk 2, 3, 4, 5 nights ago and wanted to talk conspiracy stuff, but I was sleeping. I'm like, it's a Wednesday, and I get a
Yeah.
call and it says Brett Hitch, and I'm thinking to myself, both are in jail. One of them's in jail. Not my problem. They've got significant others.
Good luck, boys.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, I wish you would have answered. Brett wanted to talk conspiracy theory. And I'm thinking, man,
Oh, Jesus.
Wednesday, 10 o'clock, not my best moment to talk
No.
the Illuminati, but like,
Probably
let's
not.
confine
They could've called
everybody
me.
on here. Well, there you
Yeah,
go,
absolutely,
boys.
you know.
Call Hermdo at
Yeah.
9:30, 10 o'clock.
Call
Don't
Hermdall.
me.
Call me. I'm lonely. I need friends. I need companionship. But yeah, I remember I was like, when you told me about doing this thing, I'm just like, I kind of figured maybe he'll call me back. Maybe he won't. Maybe we'll schedule it. Maybe we won't. It's one of those things, when you get older, you keep telling, we got to hang out sometime, man. We got to hang out sometime. And then you never really do. And then I'm like, oh shit, Mark actually expects me to be on this video call with him. And I remember I was fucking around with it for like an hour today, and I couldn't get it working on my browser. I had to close all these apps and change all these permissions. And all this shit, I was about to like text you back like, sorry, Mark, I'm too stupid to figure out how to work this shit. But I was also looking up some like sports stats and stuff. I'm just like, oh, Hitch and Mark, these guys are professionals. They're gonna know if I don't know anything. So I was just like trying to like look at all this shit. I was going like, there's a lot of fun sports websites, you can check out, like, baseball database, hockey reference, or baseball reference, hockey database, all that fun stuff. There's a lot of cool places you can get like knowledgeable on the sports stuff. But just like it's fun. Talking about sports is fun. I tell you, man, it's so much better than talking about fucking politics, man. I'm so tired of that shit. But I'm so tired of it. It's just slop. It's all slop. I don't know. It's just like, do I need to be told Trump is fat and retarded? No, I don't. But do I need to be told the world's going to hell in a handbasket and the billionaires are in control of everything and everything's going to shit? I already know that. Just tell me something new.
So let's move on. Exciting. So that's why I'm saying let's talk about reptilians. Yeah. Let's talk about the Nordics. Yes. Let's talk about underground civilizations. This stuff's way more exciting to me than talking about the same stupid shit we've been talking about for 100 years. I'm with you, man. And people are like, you're crazy. I'm like, no, you're crazy for going in this reciprocal conversation about the stupid shit that you got the Cowboys versus the Indians, the cops versus the robbers, like Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior. Guys, this is all a fucking work. And if you want to watch it like wrestling, then go ahead. But don't tell me it's real.
No, it's just compared to like how it affects your real life, it's just like none of this stuff. I don't want to sound like I'm above it all or anything, but a lot of this kind of shit, I look at the people complaining about this stuff and I'm just thinking, how does this affect my day-to-day life? How am I supposed? I mean, so I feel bad for some of the stuff that's going on in the world, but at the same time, it's just like I just keep living and I keep doing my own thing because that's all I can do. I'm sorry I can't devote my time. I mean, me sitting and getting upset about some injustice from thousands of miles away isn't going to do me any good. No. So I mean, maybe I'll mention it in my YouTube video or I'll donate some money to the cause, stuff like that. But I just can't hyper focus on that all the damn time. I got my own shit to worry about, and it's a lot of this other stuff. Speaking of conspiracies, I want to talk about how Jacob birthed the white race. I think that would be a good topic to discuss.
I think that's a phenomenal topic.
Yes, I think it's a great topic, but but yeah, all the stuff. I'm just talking shit, but whatever conspiracy stuff. I'm not up to date on all my conspiracies. The John Titor, like time traveling shit, or like the Illuminati shit, or like the Anasazi, or George Soros, or whatever. Just name like a Jewish sex cult. I don't know.
That is a good question for a conspiracy conversation of like, what conspiracy do you like go into? Are you more of like globalist control, or are you more of like ancient technology conspiracy? Do you subscribe that all the politicians are reptilians? Do you really think that? Right, exactly. Like that's how we could break it down into. My personal favorites are the ones that go into ancient technology. So just to let you know.
No, absolutely. But I keep hearing all this stuff. You ever hear of the Tartarians?
I've never heard of the Tartarians.
Tartarians, something. I was doing a stream one night on another platform, but I was streaming. This one weird conspiracy guy kept pestering me in the chat. It's just like, Hermdo, you got to check this out. You got to check this out. You got to check. He sent me all these links to all these shady ass video hosting sites, and there were like these documentaries about these guys that apparently like created free energy in this like ancient architecture, and some of these like spires and some of these like towers of these like old like 16th, 15th century building can actually like generate electricity for free and all this shit. And just the thought that you have to like pay for electricity or it's like some kind of finite resource is a bunch of bullshit. And this like ancient civilization figured it out like centuries ago. And I'm just like, okay, interesting.
You've got me now. So there's a guy that you need to look up. His name is it's the American Alchemy, and it's Jesse Michaels, and he does this whole thing based on free energy, and he goes back to essentially they mastered anti-gravity in the 50s. Tesla cracked free energy in a more modern way of how to extract it, but then it goes down into, long story short, he got the pyramids, everything under it. That is basically just one big energy pool.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah,
and they're doing this
giant chamber under there.
Yeah, and they're doing this new. These Italian archaeologists are using like LiDAR, and they're finding these chambers, like you said. But go check Jesse, and then go check this podcast out called Vetted. This guy Patrick, and he kind of does this daily thing about is what he does. He vets all these stories that you're hearing.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's real interesting because, yeah, why the hell am I paying for electricity when Tesla
Yeah.
and JP Morgan back in the 30s said, hey, we could do this? And he goes, yeah, but can you put a meter on it? And he's like, no. And they're like, suicide.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Yeah. All that stuff. Back in the day, you gotta wonder. It's just like all this bullshit, all these subscription services, all this crap, and just like one thing. Speaking of like the internet and whatnot, like the dead internet theory, like how much of our I mean, if it wasn't true a couple of years ago, it's definitely getting more true with the amount of bots and AI that are out there. I mean, like you never know who the hell you're talking to. Like you talk to some of these anonymous accounts. I mean, usually when I use like other accounts, like I'm anonymous when I use Twitter. I don't really post on Twitter. I kind of just lurk and see what other people are talking about. And I get all sorts of weird shit recommended to me on the algorithm. But I want to, another thing is just like some days you're like, I swear to God, I know it's not just me, but it's just like I'll be thinking about something. I'll be thinking about like cheeseburgers, obviously because I'm fat and I love cheeseburgers. But like I'll be thinking about like cheeseburgers or getting like a Big Mac or something. And I'll see like an ad for McDonald's on Twitter, and I'm just like, what the fuck are the satellites like channeling me or something? Is there like a chip in my brain? What the hell? I mean,
Am I microchipped?
I don't know.
Do they already have some higher
Yeah.
level of telepathy that, yeah, they can get into your head? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But my whole
No,
point is keep all that. I just lighten up my bills, man. Like you said,
Yeah.
it's what affects my pocket. And it's like, I cannot sit here and think that we live in a world where we're still having telephone poles and we still have
Yeah.
things that have to be plugged in. And it's like, I don't know, man. This is a little too weird. But then you meet guys like Hitch, and that fucker can't even open up a goddamn email link. And I'm thinking to myself, if the bulk of the world is like Hitch, we're screwed if there is this technology, because I'm telling you, dude, like even just getting him through this with this podcast, it's like I'm showing, like if you were to show like your great 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 grandpa a DVD player, right? And that the
Yeah.
technology just goes right over. You're telling me,
Yeah.
oh, I'm a boomer when it comes to this stuff. But back in the day, dude, you were on top of your shit, right? And so was I.
Yeah.
I was on top of my tech game. But it's because, like, if you stop thinking about it and you stop using it, well, then it's going to surpass you. But look at us now. Who would
Yeah.
have thought in high school that we're sitting here with these little cameras and these microphones doing this podcast, streaming on the fucking internet? What's
Yeah.
up, Mr. Wozniak? I'm sure he's watching,
Good old Mr. Woz. Fucking
right? But
Good old
anyways,
Mr. Woz. Goddamn.
I know, dude. My son goes to Jefferson now, and
No shit.
let me tell you, nothing has changed in that
Really?
district since we left 20
Wow.
years ago. Yeah, it's kind
I
of.
was a St. Isaac Jogues kid, so I don't know.
Oh, that's right, man.
I gotta
grew
go. I've been
all
wanting to
these
visit
kids.
again. Yeah. It's hard to believe. I've been out of fucking St. Isaac Jogues for 25 years, man.
Wow,
I remember
so
leaving
you were
eighth
a
grade.
Catholic school. That's right.
I was
You were
Catholic
with
school,
Bob
yeah. And
and
then I'm like
Matt.
Bob and Matt, yeah, good old Bobby, Matt Nielsen, Mike Levati, fucking A. I saw him at, I don't know if I told you, but I saw him at Jimmy John's like a decade ago. It was weird. I was sitting at Jimmy John's having like a beef club or whatever the fuck. And then this ginger dude with all these freckles sits down. I'm like, oh my God, it's Mike Levati, the ginger wonder himself. And then he's like, hey, what's going on, man? And he just like sat right down on my table. We just started chatting, shooting the shit for a little while. He had Bobby Lesage on the phone. And it was crazy. It was just like a mini school reunion right there. But no, it was great to talk to him. And it's just like, I saw him on your episode a little while ago. Where's he living now?
So he's in Colorado. I'll let you know
No shit.
because he's going to be in town. It's I think it's a weekend after the 4th of July. But you should come
Yeah.
over. We're going to all get together. Well, just a few of us. Matt, Bob,
Yeah.
all the guys you know. Come over, hang out. I'll text you. Well, you
Yeah.
got my number now. Text me your number, and you can meet him
Text-
because
yeah.
he's been in Colorado for like the last shit. I don't know. We got him kicked out of the state of Michigan, I don't know, 10 years ago. We couldn't handle him anymore. There was legislation passed where you could not have more than 3 Levatis in the state of Michigan, and we talked about it. We said there's Nick, there's Phil, there's Mike. Melissa's an automatic shoe-in, but Nick moved out to Colorado actually with Mike.
Yeah.
Then they passed legislation in Colorado that Nick Levati couldn't live there, so they kicked him out.
Uh-huh.
Gretchen Whitmer brought Nick back in, and for some reason, Mike's still stuck in Colorado, and he can't move back. We told him, you're not coming back.
Yeah, those Levatis are very dangerous. You got to separate them immediately, or else they start taking over. Yep. Before you know it, everyone's got red hair and freckles. You can't allow it. It's like it's going to be the new COVID. You can't have those guys around.
You understand that they are the next. Well, I don't want to say next bioweapon, but they were a George Bush era bioweapon that we've held and contained. So the whole world can thank us.
Good old Mike Levati, fucking A.
Yeah. So that's where he's at. He's in Colorado. He's doing great. He's got a girlfriend, Brandy. He's playing stepdad outside there and just living life. He's a nurse.
Good.
He's actually doing a spin class right now, so I told him too. I said, "Hey, you need to like hop on this one because Herman's going to be on." And he's like, "Are you kidding me?" And he's like, I can't." And I'm like, "What are you doing? Some spin class?" And he's like, "Yeah." So,
what a homo!
I know, dude. All those years of making fun of him, he refuses to get fat again. So I do love Levati, and
I have no such fear.
Yeah, I've given up the ultra sexy workout lifestyle as well, so I'm done. He can do his spin class with all his divorce.
I've been doing a lot of 12-ounce curls, so no.
So you're not doing the beer podcast anymore?
I'm kind of I put it on hiatus. I think I might do it again, but just like with the beer stuff, it's fun. Like I tried like 170 different drinks, beers, and like pops and different kind of stuff like that over like 2-3 years, and it was really interesting, really cool stuff. But it's just like there's some other beer review channels on YouTube, and they sample like thousands of beers. But the thing is, it's such a niche thing. Yeah. So I tried to be funny, and I had like a little bit of a fan base built up. I got some guys commenting on my videos. Some guys can come back, and then I kind of, but just like the beer thing, it's so niche. Like you got some guys that are like brewery enthusiasts, but the one thing, one of the reasons I started the channel is because there was a really upscale beer store right down the street from me, and they had like hundreds of different kinds of beers, and I could sample a new one like every single day, which is good for me because I'm pretty much an alcoholic. But I was trying these new kinds of beers, but it's just like you hear some stuff. Like I did some like stuff about like actual kinds of Mountain Dew. Those got a lot of views. But like I'd be finding something at the beer store called like some IPA called like Rumpelstiltskin Smegma, and it would be like some 11% shit from like Utah or something. And it's just like I drink it, I talk about it for a little while. A lot of these beers just taste the same, though. That's the thing. After a while,
but it's beer.
Yeah, it's beer. It all tastes. I mean, some of the stuff tastes. I mean, like there's like a different. There's like a saison. There's like a Hefeweizen. There's like the IPAs. There's like the Pilsners and all that shit. And but you sound so snooty when you talk about that shit. Just like I'm some craft beer sommelier or something. Give me a fucking break, dude. But,
that's the hipsters. While, they invade everything. They took over vinyl records. They took over craft beer. They took over mustaches. They took over Carhartt. The hipsters, in my opinion, that is somebody that I don't want to say we should put them in a camp, but we should definitely organize them and put them to work. But it's just, it irritates me because I'm somebody who also enjoyed beer, right? Now give me a cold light beer. It's the same thing with bourbon and whiskey. I like
I've been drinking bourbon. PBR. Yeah, same thing. I just stopped by my brother's. He spends big money on all this like fancy liquor. We were doing some shots of this stuff. He paid like $60 for it. It was like 120 proof. It was really powerful stuff. But I did a few shots with him before I came back home, which was maybe not advisable. But he lives like right down the street. He lives like a mile away from me, which is cool. But so I was hanging out with him a little bit today, and then I came back and I kind of just puttered around. But yeah, I mean, I'm not much of a whiskey guy, but I used to drink all the fancy stuff. I used to drink, my main two were like Voodoo Ranger and like Two Hearted, and that's some powerful shit. But you can't drink that when it's like 100 degrees out. You got to drink something light. So I'm just drinking the PBR now. I picked up a 6-pack of it. I'm just like slowly going through it, but I kind of got to be careful, with how much I consume, but I can't party like I used to. I'm getting too old and too fat for it. So
I'm with you, dude. My party days are put behind me. I stick to
Yeah.
water and Gatorade as much as possible, and then on the weekends maybe we'll throw a couple back. But yeah, I would do the Voodoo Ranger and
Yeah.
the Two Hearted, and I swear to God, man, I don't know, maybe I'm getting old, but that shit was like making me break out, start getting like
Yeah.
red right here and
Really?
like itchy. Yeah, from like I don't know if it was the hoppiness. So, dude,
Yeah.
I'm just go back to the light stuff. So, and
Yeah,
then
that's all. Yeah, just go back to the light. I've been drinking Bud Light. I just been, just give me like a watery American Pilsner. Give me my
tell you
Budweiser.
what,
Give me my
I got
Bud Light.
I got
Oh,
this
what do you
thing
know?
for Father's Day.
What do you
It's
got
for
there?
little cocktail. I took most of the shit out, but it's
Oh,
for drinking. Little bourbon. It's Lions glasses, and then
fancy.
there's little Lions. What are those things called? Those fucking ice cubes that aren't ice. They're
Yeah.
stones. So,
Oh, like you could put them in the freezer and
yep,
whatnot to cool your drink. Oh,
yeah.
that's cool.
So I
Man,
got
I've got
that.
nothing like that. Shit.
I'll tell you what
That's
though, got
cool,
me
man.
some
Fucking A.
Lions. Costco, baby. Costco has everything. My
Yes, sir.
shorts are from
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Costco. 12.99.
I'm wearing my
Beautiful.
no shit. I bought these shorts. These are like knockoff U of M shorts. I've had them since 2008, but I'll stand up and show you, but I don't want to expose my big fat gut. But I just like when you're a millennial, you just kind of realize like I got a lot of like high schoolers that used to work at my old work when I was back on the west side, and they're like 17, 18 years old, and it's kind of crazy to think I have some shirts and some clothes that are older than them.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a wild thought. I remember, oh man, I had this moment a couple of years ago. This young girl, her name was Karen, which I felt kind of bad about, but she was really young. We like hired out to high schools and had them do like temp work for us, like seasonal work. I remember I was working with her, and we started talking about high school. I told her I graduated high school in 2004, and she's like, "Oh, that's the year before I was born." And I'm like, "You bitch, you shouldn't be." You shouldn't be here. You shouldn't even. You should be a zygote. What are you doing walking around? What are you doing driving a car? Stop that. You should be in your mother's womb still. You're not born in 2005. Fuck you. My cousin, my little baby cousin, he just had a kid a couple years ago. Kid was born in 2023. I'm just like, no, 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 you wasn't. That's ridiculous, but it's just it's
Same thing.
insane.
I worked at Nino's, man, back in high school, and going there shopping, checking out. My wife, I start bagging, and I start laughing, and the girl's like, "Oh, thanks for bagging." She's like, "Oh, he loves it. He used to work here back in high school." And she's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
what year did you work here?" And I was like, "Oh, 2000, and I got hired there in 2001." She's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I was born in 2005." I'm like, "Oh."
Oh
She's like, "Well,
no.
my mom used to work here back then." I'm thinking, "I'm sure she did." And
Oh
I'm just like,
no.
and same thing
Just
with you.
send
I'm
you to the
like, "Wait,
retirement home.
I worked there. I was doing the same shit you were doing a couple years ago." And it's like, "Yeah, no, that was a
Yeah.
long time ago now. You
Oh my
it's
god.
nuts." But my son Jay, like he'll be in 8th grade
Yeah.
coming up this year, and then it's right to high
Jesus.
school. And
Yeah.
Alana, she graduated 2 years ago, so I ran into Oster, Haberach,
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Schneider, who
Yeah.
else?
Mr.
Oh
Oster.
man,
Holy shit, dude.
I know. And I told her, I said, you need to. You'll never understand and appreciate him until you're out of that school, right? And
Yeah.
on her last day, she sent me a picture of her in Oster, and she's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, you were right." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"He's that
I
special."
remember. Yeah, no, he's real special guy. I remember he had some really nice thing. I mean, he helped me kind of get through my mother's passing away back in the day. But I remember the first day, my freshman year, U.S. history class, Mr. Oster says, "If high school is the best years of your life, you're a loser." And I want to say, Mr. Oster, I totally disappointed you. Those were the best years of my life by far. So it's been a steady downhill decline. But no, I'm just fucking around. But no,
Did you ever have
some of the
Haberach?
stuff- I don't think I did. I don't think I did.
Okay.
He got recommended to me on Facebook, but
So he was notorious for his extra credit assignment was if you could develop a time machine, right? He would give you extra credit. So I still send him blueprints of I'm still looking for that extra credit. My point is that's how important he was as a teacher, man.
Yeah.
Like, he's still cool enough to where I can like, hey, here's my new blueprint of time machine 23 years later, and he still sends me some catty ass sarcastic response back where I can see him rolling his eyes, and it's just I don't know, it's fun, dude. I'm really glad you were able to hop on, so I really
too.
appreciate it, because everyone
Absolutely.
thinks that this is just like we're literally going to come down here and talk fucking Jared Goff, Lions, and it's like, no, man, we're a fucking, we love the Lions, we're obsessed
Yes.
with it, but
Yes.
just so if there's anybody watching within the next who's actually stuck around, like, well, first of all, thanks to the Doc and the Do for putting their comments in this chat that I unfortunately
Absolutely.
can't see for this entire hour. I really appreciate
What
that.
kind of half-assed operation is this? No.
I know, right? I'm even paying for the freaking premium shit now. But, you know, it's like this was so fun that you just came on here because I didn't really have a script. I figured, hey, we'll talk about the Tigers. They're doing good. You can talk about the Lion or the Red Wings.
Red Wings.
And we'll
Yeah.
just see where the rest goes. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what this hour was, man. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Anytime, give me a shout whenever, man. I'm usually free in the evenings. I got
Okay.
nothing going on, so
Sweet.
give me a shot. I mean, I can't guarantee I'll always be around. I mean, I got a lot of Netflix to watch. I got a lot of YouTube to catch up on, but some things
get
are more
it.
important. No, I'm just kidding. But
Well, come Lion
Yeah.
season, we're still
Yeah.
kind of laying this new format out, but Hitch and I were talking. So what we're thinking about doing is on Sunday for the Lions games, we'll try to come on here maybe just like a little bit before or after
Yeah.
as just a little bit of fun engagement, and then we'll like do our podcast that night. Put it
Okay.
out on Monday. But we still want to do some like lives, right? Where we're coming
Mm-hmm.
on maybe like Monday nights, right before Monday Night
Yeah.
Football, or so you'll
hell
kind of
yeah.
you'll see there'll be a pattern to when we do this, and I'm trying to get really good at releasing the shit on the same date at the same time. You know that's important. But
yeah, absolutely.
so you'll figure it out. It'll pretty much just be like Sundays and Mondays that we'll try to do this. And
Okay.
now that you're in the podcast zeitgeist with
In the
us,
mix.
I'll start
Yeah.
spamming you so much stupid shit. You'll be like, I can't believe I said yes to this.
Please do. I will ignore all of it.
Good. Then you'll fit in perfect with Hitch and everybody else and the conspiracy theory chat I have with Levati and those guys. So,
Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah.
all right, dude. Well, I got to
okay.
get rapping. I
All right.
really, I know I've said this a few times, but man, I really appreciate you coming on here and just getting real with
Absolutely.
me.
No, it's great. It's great to talk to you, man. It's good to reconnect. You know, we shouldn't wait. Let's not wait another 20 years to do
No.
this. So
We'll wait another week.
But yeah, absolutely. Well, let me know what's going on. I'm a total loser. I have no friends. I have no social life. So hit me up whenever. So
If it wasn't for my kid's sports schedule, I'd be the same way. But you will be back on because I now know Hitch will be watching this live from his prison cell, and he will
Yes.
want to get back. And this will just see. That's the thing. Every time he doesn't come on, I do one, and it pisses him off. And he's like, "I want to get on there and say all this stuff." So he's gonna come on,
Yeah.
bigger, brighter, bolder, and drunker than ever. And
Hell
this
yeah.
is just giving him ammo. This is just giving Hitch ammo.
yeah. Good. We got to motivate that guy. He's got to get his shit together. Definitely.
He absolutely does. All right. Well, with that
Come on,
being
Hitch.
said,
Grow up, man.
grow up, Hitch. Grow up.
Yeah. You
All right.
bum.
Well, for everybody still listening, thank you for listening. And I don't know, man. Stay classy. One pride. Peace.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. See you later, man.
See ya.